You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
It is July 5th, 2016. It is another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the AngryMarks Podcast Network. We have just got done with the final deletion. As always, my name is Seth Draken, and on the other end is the final to my deletion, Mike Poland.
Brother Nero, where are you?
Oh, God. Oh, I've had three bottles tonight, so I might be a bit tipsy. I was gonna
Everybody in this house getting tipsy.
I was gonna have 4, but my brain cells have told me no. Just fuck off on that idea. So we gotta talk about the one news that we sadly missed last week, and that was TNA signing Chelsea Green.
Yay for her.
Good for her. Oh, and we also missed Magnus getting a concussion on the night he won the world title. He talked about that on the Jericho podcast.
Oh, Mike Tenay was on the Jim Ross podcast last week, which I listened to.
And guess what Magnus said after he told Big Jim Kaburik that he had a concussion, or Big John, whatever his name is. Big John didn't believe him.
Why would he lie about that?
I don't know.
Have a concussion, yeah, fuck you, you're going out there.
Yeah, you don't have a concussion. Yeah, nobody lies. Even Vince Russo, who is the biggest bullshitter of all and tried to get a job in TNA behind TNA's back with Pop TV, said that Jeff Jarrett told me he had a concussion, but he could work, and Vince said, no. If you really have a concussion, don't work. Because Jeff doesn't tell him anything. And if Jeff really was telling him this, there's a good reason.
Yep.
But we sadly got to get through Mesh Show first, because we missed last week because the Riff Tracks had an MST3K reunion, which sadly got rained out.
Oh, no.
Well, not rained out, but officially my freaking theater cut off the ending because, well, there was a thunderstorm.
Oh, no.
Yep. So it took us, basically, I have to talk about this show. So I DVR'd it. I watched it. You didn't see it until the main event. Oh, you didn't? Okay, you watched most. So I
watched it today.
With TNA a recap, and it shouldn't take an entire minute us to see what happened last week.
Mm-hmm.
But it did. So Maria and Miracle in the ring, and only telling us that because of Option C is the only reason that Mike Bennett basically cares about the title.
Yep.
So Bennett disrespects Franklin, and here comes the Turtle Man, and who does not like being called out by a punk. So he calls Miracle an afterthought, and Miracle says, "I'm not an afterthought." But Franklin tells him, don't cash in Option C. But here comes EC3, and EC3 calls Mike Bennett, basically calls him out on his cheating, says you're wearing a Letterman members-only jacket. There was an awkward camera cut that went from one end of the ring to the other, which really needed to be fixed, and he said, I would commend you for your cheating if you weren't such a piece of shit. But you basically took advantage of an aging rock star, and here comes Billy Corgan, who does not like people imputing his judgment. And
Are you questioning my judgment?
Are you
as I speak with as little charisma as I have?
I know Mike Bennett doesn't want to defend his title at all. And EC3 says he needs to defend it, and Billy Corgan's like, you know what? You're right. We need to defend this title tonight. Tonight. Yes, he said tonight twice. As if he was remembering the days from his song, Tonight, Tonight. So yeah, Miracle's defending the belt tonight against the winner of the Battle Royal tonight. And Miracle and Franklin double team EC3, and Drew makes the save, only to accidentally Claymore kick EC3.
Yeah.
Then we get told next that Sienna is defending the belt against Gail Kim. But first we get to learn that Baywatch reruns will be on Pop TV.
Oh, boy.
And we also get to know that they are selling Jeff Hardy art pieces.
Yeah. So?
And so they say this is a game changer that Miracle has to defend the title tonight against the winner of a Battle Royal tonight. Which it's not.
And it's time for a Knockouts title match.
Well, actually, first we go backstage, and Drew's like, look, EC3, you know that was an accident. And he's like, I'm not sure that was an accident. Actually, no, Drew said that was an accident. But at least it wasn't for the world title. And Drew's like, you know what? He was like, you know what? I don't think that was an accident. Put a little kick on that. So yeah, he's basically calling him out for saying that's an accident, but what he did wasn't.
Yep.
So, Knockouts title match. Sienna has Allie talking for her. As we learn that Sienna apparently killed an ostrich for her entrance attire.
That's what that was.
Those looked like ostrich. Yeah, those looked like she had some thing on her neck with feathers on it. I was like, did she kill an ostrich?
Wearing a really heavy jacket in the middle of the summertime in Orlando.
It wasn't a heavy jacket. It was just this ostrich. It was just these feather things with a neck to keep them on.
Are we sure? Are we sure she didn't just buy that from Melina Perez?
Who knows? But yeah, that was there. Ellie wants Sienna to make
the Gail Kim match, so she can't lose Queen.
Yeah, wants Gail Kim to retire. Fans want Earl Hebner to throw Allie out, probably so they can no longer hear her dead Minnie Mouse voice. So, backstage, by the way, this was not, as everyone says, a complete, unless you consider the fact that Gail Kim went after Marty for no reason, after Jade attacked Allie and Marty attacked Jade. Gail went after Allie and was hit with a shoulder tackle that's called the silencer. Finisher.
And scene.
Yep. So here comes Get Rebby wheeling Matt Hardy while Matt is holding Baby Maxwell, and Baby Maxwell is not holding a shirt. Does not have a shirt on.
They forgot to dress him.
Yeah.
He's naked.
So Matt says this Hardy feud is not over. It's not over.
In his horrible North Carolina British accent.
Theater accent, whatever the hell it is.
Coming out to Schroeder playing the piano.
Yep. Drew actually has issues with Mike Bennett doing the backdoor way to get the title match and says...
Oh, and they also set up, of course, the thing we'll talk about later, the deletion.
Yeah, Drew...
Matt injected.
Well, no, that happens afterwards, but Drew says if Bennett goes after the world title, he'll go after him. Bennett says, Drew, I beat you once, and Drew said it was only because of Maria. And Bennett says, I also eat EC3, forgetting that EC3 beat him the last time. So, tries to create tension between Drew and EC3 despite it being needed. So then we have the voiceover announcer is back for Eli Drake's Fact of Life show. Yeah, that whole Matt Hardy thing happens later. So, yeah. And funny thing is, Eli Drake comes up from under the podium, which means he was already in the ring hiding under that podium, which people could see because that podium is one-sided.
God.
So, actually, I like this segment. Come on.
Dummy, yeah.
Drake talks
Storm
about...
wants to play a drinking game every time Eli Drake hits the button.
Eli Drake talks about making the Drakes make great mashed potatoes. Yeah, this was actually Eli Drake's proudest moment. This was great. And Eli Drake's guest is James Storm. Pope is now hungry for mashed potatoes. And Eli Drake said, I'm glad you didn't bring your boozer cruiser out here. Or whatever he calls it. So, he wonders if James is jealous of Drake holding the King of the Mountain title since you've been on a bit of the drought. And James Storm's response is calling the champ Eli Dork.
Is that the best he could do, really?
And the crowd chants it as well.
The lemmings.
But here comes James Storm's best moment. He says, you know what? You got that button right there. You've been overhitting it. So every time you hit that button, we're going to all drink a beer. I'm going to take a swig of this beer. And Eli Drake's answer is to bring out a jug of water.
Yes.
And the fans
I don't drink
boo.
beer. I drink the water.
And the fans boo this, and Eli Drake says, y'all gonna boo water? Figures. Y'all gonna boo water?
Eli talks about how James Storm looks like some of the people in the crowd.
Yep. Eli Drake keeps doing the dummy button, and
crowd dummies.
Yep, and basically, you're a dummy. You're a dummy. So James Storm has enough. He says, you know what? Next time you hit that button, I'm going to slap the piss out of you. And Eli's like, okay, you can go. You can go. I won't hit the button.
I won't hit the button.
And then he thinks James Storm is gone, so he hits the button again.
Oh,
but unfortunately,
mistake.
James hasn't left, was prepared for it, and gives him the last call super kick.
I don't need a button to say sorry about your damn luck.
This was a great segment. I'm sorry.
And, of course, it sets up a match we'll talk about later.
Yeah. So, Jeff says he knows Matt is here. Backstage, he talks about how...
You don't say, Jeff. Matt's there, you don't say.
Matt apparently has all the questions that I have no answers to.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jeff wants Matt in the ring, and we get a fake commercial for the Fixer. You having bullying issues? Is your life completely going apart? With the Fixer, no problem is too greasy. It's all easy. And of course, phone operators are standing by who are children.
Yeah, that sounds like a call I want to make.
I know. So, and then they talk about Explosion, which Bram was assaulted by Decay on Explosion.
Oh, boy.
Which makes no freaking sense.
Oh, didn't Bram just have a match with somebody from Decay last week? Or 2 weeks ago? Where they shot the angle for the whole storyline?
They had him wrestle Rosemary. The match that was on Explosion was him versus Rosemary, by the way.
Okay. Which, of course, they're backstage, or we'll see something.
Considering the
later.
fact that Bram is also accused wife beater, girlfriend beater, that's not the best idea to do.
Yeah.
So, Bram is backstage, and Rosemary's in a seductive position, telling Bram that he is playing hard to get. And basically, Bram doesn't have a choice in the matter. And of course, that brings us all to Piano Man Matt Hardy.
And unfortunately, it's not Billy Joel.
Yeah. So Matt seems like he may have been drunk during his little speech, because he is starting to slur his words.
Oh, that ain't the worst of it.
Yeah, no, it's not. It is not the worst of it at all. Here, what happens next? I'm trying to figure out. Oh, Matt Hardy calls out a brother, and here comes Jeff Hardy, who seems pretty sober in comparison.
Yeah, but it's scary considering it's Jeff Hardy.
Yes, that is very scary. Jeff Hardy...
When he's the sane one of the two.
Yes, he is the sane one of the two, and you're the drunk one. You're obviously freaking drunk out there, Matt.
Yeah,
whatever.
Anyway.
So, yeah, Matt says, Jeff, give me 6 weeks. I need my salvation. I need my redemption. And so we can have a personal Armageddon. And Matt suggests a match where the winner controls the Hardy name. Jeff accepts. Remy's like, you know what? I'm sick of this whole thing. You are the worst brother ever, Jeff. You broke Matt, and you need to fix this. And Jeff says, you know what? You need to jump on your broom and fly away. And yes, he's laughing while he says this. He can't keep a straight face during this. You know what? I'll take care of this, son, since you're both nuts. And Ruby says, no, you are not coming anywhere near my son. Of course, Matt gets out of the wheelchair and attacks Jeff. This was all a trap. Drags him to the ring. Lays him out with a chair. Puts the chair around his neck and twist of fates him. And he says, I don't need 6 weeks because our Armageddon will happen 1 week. And it will not happen in front of these morons in the Impact Zone. Our final battle will take place in our home in Cameron, North Carolina. And it will be the final Deletion.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yay! Oh, God help us all. God. Oh, yeah, Josh called it a twist of hate, which was heel Jeff's move. And when you realize that it's going to happen in the Hardy Mansion, you're like, oh, dear God, they're doing it again. So, anyways, time for the X Division Battle Royal. What
are they doing?
They're doing the whole thing like they did with the Brother Nero segment Earl from a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, the contract.
The X Division Battle Royal. Maria and Mike Bennett come out to the ring to watch this.
Mike. Well, that's a different Mike.
Maria. My bad. I'm a little drunk here. Come on.
Just a little.
Another Fixer commercial. This time, he will help you deal with your pesky debt collectors and your troublesome boss.
Because kids know about that kind of stuff.
Well, actually, the Fixer will deal with it, not kids. Kids are just the phone operators.
That sounds like a trustworthy business.
I know. Sounds like they need child services. But most of the X Division guys get jobber entrances.
Except for Eddie Edwards.
Except for Eddie Edwards and DJZ.
And the Helms guys got an entrance, I think, too.
No, they didn't. They were just in the ring.
They went to commercial.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, so Rockstar Spud gets eliminated first. Mike
Did he
Bennett
get hurt? Or no,
that was later, but Mike Bennett does not like Josh's diss of the New England Patriots. Tom Brady's my hero, man.
You have a bad choice of heroes.
Well, he's a Boston guy.
I know.
So Mark Andrews gets eliminated second, and Mike Bennett decides to say he was trained by the greatest X Division wrestlers ever, El Flippy Dippy and Ultimo Monkey Flip.
Oh, God.
So DJZ gets eliminated third. So it's down to both members of the Helms Dynasty, Edwards and Sutter. Mike Bennett distracts Eddie Edwards, even though he says he's going to stretch his legs.
By the way, if you would have told me a couple weeks ago that there's 10 guys in the X Division, I would have laughed at you.
Well, now Braxton Sutter makes 10.
And, of course, Mandrews exists.
Mark Andrews. I'm not calling it. He's not Mandrews. I'm not giving TNA points for that shitty name. So, anyways, Eddie Edwards is out. Then both Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee get eliminated due to some mess up, and Braxton Sutter wins the shot at the title. But the Helms Dynasty immediately beats him up, and Mike Bennett makes the match happen immediately. And there's a CM Punk chant, like Punk would appear in this rinky-dink commercial, the rinky-dink promotion. And it's a short match. Mike Bennett hits the Miracle in Progress.
Miracle in Progress, the MIP.
And then we learn that Shira and Grado have to fade Al Snow in the Tribunal, and they need a third man. But of course, Shira wants Grado to pay him his goddamn money. And he's like, well, he owes...
That's the only payday Shira ever gets in that company.
Apparently, Grado owes Shira some money, and Shira's like, would you forget about the damn money? And this whole thing, you're like, Grado is basically TNA to its production workers. And then Grado basically references Bash at the Beach 1996.
Hey, that happened 20 years ago.
Who's the third man? Who's the third man? So...
This is not the NWO. It's two jobbers and a third jobber that we'll find out in a second.
Al Snow is wrestling. I was hoping he wouldn't whistle throughout the entire match. And unfortunately, I had to whistle, and of course, hear the whistle, so I muted it. Tyrus was the third man. Tyrus wins with a power slam, as he was basically beating all three opponents on his own.
Of course.
Nice way to sell Grado and Shira for us, even though you...
No, they both
you don't.
anyway.
And Mike Bennett says his short match was 10 stars.
Okay.
Because he talks about all these X Division matches being 5-star matches and stuff. And I'm like, Mike, there's only been one X Division match, I think, that has ever gotten 5 stars. And I believe that was Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Christopher Daniels in 2006. 10 years ago.
2005, the Unbreakable one?
Yeah. 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So Mike Bennett says, next week at 9 p.m., I'm cashing in option C.
We'll get to that in a moment.
So time for the main event. So triple threat match. We get a bad camera shot that shows that there's an Ultimate X structure above the ring.
Thanks for telling us on that for next week.
Thanks for forgetting. Yeah, oh yeah, no such match is happening this week, but yeah, you forget these shows are taped. It's as if DNA bullshits when they say these shows are live. So Franklin's first decision is go on the outside and have EC3 and Drew fight each other, but they ain't having it. Then as Franklin beats up EC3, Drew decides to let him watch. Franklin sees Drew doing this and says, help me double team him. And Drew's like, no. Then we get an interesting spot where Drew German suplexes Franklin while Franklin has EC3 up for a fallaway slam.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Franklin gets taken out outside by Drew with a senton and EC3 with a top rope splash. So it's now EC3 and Drew fighting, and EC3 hits an enziguri without any help. And Future Shock DDT by Drew onto EC3. Franklin breaks up the pin. Drew accidentally Claymore kicks EC3 again. Franklin spears Drew and then spears EC3, pins him to retain the title. I give this a C. Problem with this is, and I'm going to say this right now, they really, despite this being a really good match and the only reason it gets a C, besides the Eli Drake segment, because these Miracle segments are getting bad.
We'll get to the bad ones later.
Yeah.
In a moment.
So, they really did not make this feel like a huge main event. There was no Jeremy Borash out to introduce the guys. They really did not hype up the fact that this was EC3's second pinfall loss ever. He had lost again in less than a few months.
Well, once you lose once, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So by that logic.
By that logic, yeah. Which makes no fucking sense. But now,
anyway,
we need the smorgasbord. But we got to start off the show to find out that Senor Benjamin has a Twitter account that specializes in lawn care, excavation, irrigation, and massacre. His landscaping services specialize in that.
Yeah.
So we start off with Maxwell's birthday. It's his first
year.
What
a present he gets. Senor Uncle Jeff.
Senor Benjamin gives him a xylophone. And there is an El Generico balloon in the corner. I am not shitting you. There is an El Generico. So El Generico's in there somewhere. So Maxwell says he's going to give him the greatest present ever. Oh, also that candle that candle will last forever.
Oh boy.
That candle will last forever. And I will give you the greatest present by deleting Brother Nero.
Brother Nero?
Yes, the deletion of Brother Nero tonight. So, Mike Bennett's in the ring. He's the biggest star in TNA history, has a near perfect wrestle record, and is now the greatest X Division champion of all time ever. And oh yeah, by the way, while he was coming out to the ring, he was playing peekaboo with the fans with the title. Yes, he had the belt,
Yeah.
was covering his face with it, and then going down with it, like peekaboo.
Yeah.
So, here comes Dixie Carter, of course, since Bennett says, whoever I have to give this to, come on out. And Dixie says, this is ridiculous.
Oh, no. You're defending it tonight.
You're defending it tonight, but I will give you option C, but you got to defend it first, and the match is going to happen right now. And since you say you're the greatest X Division champion of all time, you get to defend against the entire roster.
All 8 of them.
In a giant X Division match, and this was good. Really good.
I like this.
Yes, probably one of the best Ultimate X matches in a while.
In recent memory.
Yeah.
So, you just throw them out there for no reason. Like they did a few weeks ago with the Helms Dynasty and Eddie and DJZ.
Also, many jobber entrances except for Mike Bennett, Trevor Lee, Andrew Everett, and Eddie Edwards.
Oh, this is the one where the Helms Dynasty came out. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the Battle Royal.
Yeah, this was the one where they came out. So, Trevor Lee does
I like Mike Bennett try. Oh, that's later in the match, but I like Mike Bennett trying to jump up and grab the belt.
Oh yeah. So first of all, Trevor Lee tries an apron kick, but gets tripped up, so he lands face first onto the apron.
Oh God, Trevor Lee, no good.
And Rockstar Spud gets taken out immediately because he decided to slap Braxton Sutter in the face, and Braxton Sutter in the face. I said that. And got pissed off, so kicks him in the mouth.
Yeah, I don't think you want to piss off a guy from New York there, Spud Lee.
Apparently this was legit, and Rockstar had to get braces on because his teeth got fucked up.
Oof.
So he had to head to the back. He's out of the match. And we get a really nice series of moves by 2 guys wasted by TNA in Mark Andrews and Andrew Everett.
What was
it? They were just doing some flippy stuff, and they were really showing their athleticism.
Yeah, Andrew Everett doesn't belong with the Helms group.
I know, and Mark Andrews deserves better as well.
Yeah.
They both deserve better. They're completely great wrestlers, but we see 4 guys on each side of the rope for the X. DJZ, Trevor Lee, I forget, Eddie Edwards.
Andrew Everett?
No, it wasn't no, it wasn't.
Sutter?
I think it was Mark Andrews.
Andrews
came out. Andrew Everett came out afterwards to try to help Trevor Lee get the belt, and Bennett comes in and stops that. And then Mike Bennett. This is the moment you were talking about. Mike Bennett tries to jump up and grab the belt.
Yes.
Several times and falls.
That's a brilliant strategy.
Yes.
You're just not quite tall enough.
Yeah, and he says if Mike Bennett did have that athleticism, maybe he is an X Division champion if he had that. So
Mike Bennett doesn't fit in the X Division at all, and it's basically just...
Yeah, Bennett tries for the ropes. He falls, then tries again, and Eddie Edwards kicks him off. Yeah. So
and then he brings a ladder into the match.
Does prove that he does belong. He does a nice splash, and all the other guys. We learn that Impact on Pop is actually trending. I actually learned that because I was on Twitter. And then Mark Andrews does an insane spot where he climbs up.
It's the first time I've ever seen somebody do this.
Where he climbs up the Ultimate X structure
and does a moonsault.
It does a moonsault off it onto people on the floor.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen somebody do that spot.
And I said, Bennett, if you really want to win this match, you get a damn ladder. The Hardys were okay doing it. And so, of course, as soon as I say that, Bennett goes and gets a ladder. But brings the ladder in, and Eddie Edwards kicks him in the face with a baseball slide. But he's back up immediately and gets in the ring and sets up the ladder as Eddie is on the ropes and tries to get the belt, but Eddie kicks him off. Eddie gets the belt and is the new X Division champion. Great match.
Yep.
We get a recap of last week's pretty good main event and an altercation backstage where Drew is complaining about being screwed in a triple threat match. You screwed me! You cost me the belt again! And, of course, both men get into an altercation and get suspended for it.
We'll get to them later because they haven't...
To learn earlier that and we're going to go see Drew and EC3 face off in an interview segment. And we're going to waste the potential He-Drake Cowboy feud by having the match next.
What?
You know, Eli Drake and James Storm.
Oh,
I called them E-Drake and Cowboy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Eli Drake comes out. This match was okay. Eli Drake is wanting to get disqualified. It's like, ref, I'll hit him with the belt. You disqualify me. He basically tells his entire plan to the ref. And the ref says no. And calls him a dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, James Storm last call 6 Eli Drake, but Eli Drake falls outside the ring. Storm can't win the belt by count out, so he has to break the count. And of course, Eli Drake somehow gets the belt, hits Storm with it right in front of the referee twice, because the first time nothing happened. Second time he hits it right in front of the ref, so he retains the belt on a DQ. And then we get to see he still has that blunt force trauma finisher, which is a regular-ass clothesline.
Uh-huh.
And then they get to set up that Jade and Marty Bell are in a street fight, which is next.
Yep. Of course, off of the dollhouse.
Of course, Impact is doing gimmick overload tonight.
Ultimate X Street Fight. The final deletion, which we'll get to.
Yeah. So, Pope's reason for these people wearing regular clothes is because it costs money for regular gear, and you don't want it ruined. Yes. You don't want your gear ruined because it costs money.
Sound logic.
Sound logic.
Very sound logic, especially if you're working in TNA. You're probably not getting a lot of money anyway.
Good point, but the fact that you're not supposed to mention that TNA's shitty with payment kind of tells you that, oh yeah, it costs money.
2 words, Sunglass Hut.
No.
Never forget. Hashtag never forget.
Jay gets hit with a kendo stick, but she's okay with it. She's like, give me more, give me more. And then she starts hitting Marty with it and puts Marty's head into a trash can. And Pope feels like he's watching Sesame Street. And Josh comes up with some stupid excuse of like, I guess she's being grouched right now. And we're like, Josh, shut up. Josh, shut up. Pope was fine with saying he's like watching Sesame Street. That was good enough. You didn't need to encourage the joke.
It wasn't that good to begin with.
Yeah. Okay, I understand he is what feels like watching Sesame Street. That was funny. You didn't need to continue with it. We got the point. So, Marty has the baton, and Jade's counter, she has nunchucks.
Yep.
She hits Marty with the nunchucks, has the baton, thinks about using it, says no, puts a steel chair in the middle of the ring, hits Marty with a cradle pile driver on the chair, and that ends that feud.
Yep.
And then we are told that we're going to go to Jeff Hardy's house after the commercial break. Now, before we begin with this part, I would like to mention to everyone that this whole final deletion segment, which was split up into a few videos, was screened for people. We had reaction videos, and in fact, Brian and Vinny just right now have released a show that basically is their whole reaction to the whole thing. It's a riff of the whole thing. You know, commentary.
Yep.
So, people have seen this like Max Landis, Jeff Cersei, and people in the WWE, actually, most of the WWE roster saw this. They all love this. They all enjoyed the hell out of it for its ridiculousness. So, we get to go to Jeff Hardy's house, and we see that his lawn person has made his entire lawn into the Jeff Hardy symbol.
Yeah.
Which is creepy enough. Jeff Hardy is playing on a guitar, a regular wooden guitar, not one of those electric guitars, when suddenly drones start showing up.
I thought Jeff was just hallucinating.
With freaking Skynet-like vision.
Damn it.
And then
Brother Nero
drone shows up, and a hologram of Matt Hardy shows up, telling Brother Nero to meet him. Oh, God.
And Matt Hardy lighting a lawnmower outside for some reason.
No, oh no, it's even better. Jeff Hardy destroys one of the drones because there's two of them, and the other drone runs. So Jeff Hardy, with his guitar, gives chase on a dirt bike of this fucking drone. And meanwhile, once he's gone, Matt Hardy reveals that this was all a diversion so he could destroy Jeff Hardy's lawn with his riding mower.
What must their neighbors think?
They apparently have no neighbors, it looks like, because they're in the middle of the woods.
They're in the middle of nowhere.
And as Matt is destroying Jeff's lawn, you get to see Matt looking high, looking like he is getting a blowjob, and he's like, I am destroying Jeff's lawn.
The Matter Taker.
Oh, God. And at this point, I am wondering, what the hell am I watching, and where can I get more of this? And as soon as Maria and Mike Bennett show up.
Oh, God.
Because they are pissed that they lost the title, so they call out Dixie Carter, but Billy comes out.
No, Dixie came out first.
No, Billy came out first.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Josh says, forget about the Clone Wars. How about the Drone Wars? Josh, shut the fuck up. Yeah, your jokes are terrible. So Maria says, you know what, really, I'm tired of this shit. Dixie's 1 week was not enough. I should be the president of this company. It's either her or me. And she yells it. Her or me. Her or me. Her or me.
I'm no Dixie fan, but Maria would be worse in power than she would. Dixie is.
And then Dixie comes out, basically says, you had your shot. I'm not going to put you. And Maria's like, it's either you or me. You or me.
Oh, God.
And Dixie calling Maria's bluff, saying, you know what? Not going to quit. Mike Bennett demands to be in the main event of Destination X, and Dixie says, you had a chance. Actually, no. No. That's not what happens. Miracle threatens to walk, and Maria again says, you or me, and Billy's like, God, shut up!
Enough!
He yells about this, and says,
I can imagine Billy Corgan listening to all that, just having an aneurysm.
I gave it to you. You had the chance. You had Destination X. But you blew it. All you had to do was win. So you know what? You want to quit? There's the door. I'll help you on the way out. And Miracle and them are shocked by this, but Mike Bennett gets himself back and says, you know what? I'm not going to quit. But you know what? Destination X, I'm going to ruin it. Not just the main event, I'm going to ruin the entire show.
He must stop this Destination X from coming.
Mike, you do know you've just spoiled your entire plan. What's to stop Dixie or Billy Corgan from suspending you and getting cops to have you arrested the first chance you show up? What's to stop them from doing this? You're trespassing.
You're suspended for a week, so you can't show up.
And if you do show up, you're trespassing, and you'll be in jail. So yes.
These Bennett segments are so bad.
This was bad. I'm sorry. Mike Bennett had some good with EC3. He was great with EC3, but now they're putting him with Dixie Carter and Billy Corgan in a power struggle, and it's bad.
The problem is that your Bennett should be carrying these because Dixie's not really all that great, and
Billy's not all that. But they're going down to their level. They're going down to their level.
Yeah, you're sort of burying these guys to save face for Dixie and Corgan.
So yes, basically, now the whole thing of Destination X is that Mike Bennett's going to run the show somehow. So, basically, it's not about the X-Division guys. It's about Mike Bennett. He's going to run the show.
Yay.
Or new setup for this. So, makes you want to watch, yeah. So, then we get another backstage not another backstage segment. We get another segment in the final deletion where Jeff tells Senor Benjamin to get the stage ready for massacre.
You mean Matt told him?
Matt told him. And Senor Benjamin gets his own theme song as he's preparing everything. As he's putting things under the ring.
You want the Hardy Boys movie?
Why?
I don't know. No, I mean like Matt and Jeff movie. If they made it like they make these segments.
No, it's like a movie, damn it. He's setting up the ring and he gets a reggaeton. And as he's building a ditch, Matt has the remaining gasoline from what's left of his riding mower from when he destroyed Jeff's lawn. And he says, douse this over because it is needed to delete Jeff Brother Nero.
Brother Nero.
So we then talked to Franklin about the whole Eddie Edwards winning and what his decision will be later tonight because he's got to think about it. And he says, you know what? I don't do circus tricks. I don't need to do circus tricks out there. I can just beat people with my 2 fists. And recommends Eddie keep the belt. Keep the X-Division title. And then
not bad advice.
Josh tells us that if we don't know what a Brother Nero is, to check it out on Urban Dictionary, which I did, and I will tell you what it means. It is, let me find it again, because I had it.
It's Jeff Hardy.
It is a name created by Matt Hardy. Oh, by the way, it's misspelled. Matt Harry. They forgot the D. To describe an unfaithful traitor, namely Jeff Hardy. So yes, it's misspelled. That's what Brother Nero means, according to Urban Dictionary. So, we're going to begin with this stupid goddamn match of the Bromans and Raquel versus Rosemary and the Decay. And as the Decay are coming out, they're like, Jesse says, you know, you thought we were talking behind your back and stuff. We weren't. We had seen something with the hacked cameras, and we are going to show it right now, which is Rosemary and Bram making out, which dismays the Decay, and Rosemary feels embarrassed. And this is all a distraction so the bromance can get an advantage, because their faces, of course. And Raquel is beating up Rosemary.
Yeah.
Let me explain this to you. Rosemary, who is a seasoned wrestler named Courtney Rush, who has been all over the world, is getting beaten up by this Raquel person who was untough enough and has wrestled like barely anything.
Makes sense.
So, this match is terrible. This match fucking sucks. And Raquel is beating up Rosemary. Every chance they get, they make Raquel look good at Rosemary's expense. And the worst comes, Abyss goes for the finisher which is Chokeslam Crazy Steve on the guy, but Jesse moves Robbie E out of the way. So, It's just a chokeslam. And they hit the bro down on Abyss to win the match. I had to scream outside for a minute because of this bullshit. The Decay deserves so much better than this. Rosemary deserves so much better than to look like a bitch to Raquel. This was bad. This was just mind-numbingly bad, and those 2 segments are why I cannot give this show an A, which it would get if these 2 segments never happened. The segment and the Miracle segment. God. So, decision time for Eddie Edwards. Eddie thinks about it, and he's about to make a decision, but Franklin interrupts.
You don't want to face me.
First of all, Franklin, you are a heel. He is a heel, right? He's a heel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So why is he high-fiving fans as he makes his entrance?
He doesn't know any better.
God. And then he sucks up to Eddie and he says, you know, you're great. You're a great X Division guy. You're a great tag team wrestler. But I'm better. Don't take option C. I will destroy you. And he's like, you think I'm scared of you? I've been injured before.
I've broken my arm and wrestled in a ladder match and won.
Yeah. And I freaking... You saw All on Impact, which was on a one night only. My knee tore apart. And I still finished the match. So Franklin's like, you know what? I have another idea. You can keep your belt. We're not going to do this option C. We're going to do a title for title. You versus me. Instead of option C, we do option D. Title for title.
And I'm going to rip the heart out of the X Division.
Yeah, I'm going to be X Division. I'm going to rip it apart and show I'm better. Or you can take your X Division title and go to the back. And Eddie says, you know what? The smart moves, my brain, it tells me not to fight you. But my heart tells me no. And it's going to be title for title. And both, Franklin tries to get an advantage, but gets hit with the a sneak attack. But Eddie hits him with the Boston Knee Party.
Yep, knees to the head, and then Lashley leaves.
And then I saw a great tweet by someone who was retweeting the picture of Matt Hardy in his orgasmic joy as he is enjoying Jeff Hardy's lawn. And it says, they see me broken, deleting, Brother Nero trying to catch me. Brother Nero trying to catch me, Hardy. Trying to catch me, Hardy. They try to catch me, Hardy. They try to catch me, Hardy.
Yes.
Yes. So then we have a backstage interview segment with Drew and EC3. They're arguing, but the big issue is that Josh says they're both cooling off at home, yet EC3 is clearly backstage at the Impact Zone.
Maybe that's his home.
What?
Maybe that's his home.
Yeah, Drew is home. EC3 is in the building.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe that's his home somehow.
Yeah.
He lives under the It's a Small World ride.
I know. Yeah, God.
Comes out once a month to work.
I know. So, basically the only thing that sets up is EC3 and Drew next week in a street fight at Destination X.
Yay, because we could actually get mileage out of this feud. Well, they don't know what to do with Lashley for the summer. They can get mileage out of this, and they're going to blow it off in one show.
And you know what? Let's screw the X Division guys with more of other people.
Yeah,
so the referee drives out to the place, sees this ring, and goes, "Holy shit!" Because it is a ring with tiki Lord torches on each corner.
This is backyard wrestling at its best.
And broken Matt Hardy tells the referee, your only job is to count the pinfall or record the submission. You do not resuscitate Brother Nero.
Brother Nero.
He's going to summon Brother Nero with a violin. And he plays terribly with this violin. But of course it works. Brother Nero shows up.
The TNA Empire.
He shows up on his dirt bike, gets in the corner, Matt stops and says, Brother Nero, I knew you'd come.
Jump this mountain.
And as they begin to fight, commercial break. Fuck off. That's all I have to say. We are getting to a good part.
That's usually how that works. You get to the good part, and then they go to commercial.
No.
You get to the cliff, and they leave you hanging.
And as someone in Twitter said, if Matt Hardy had belted out his version with Cotton Eye Joe in that accent then and there, he'd declare this the match of the year on principle. And I said, Black Betty would be that for me. Oh, Black Betty. Oh, Black Betty. Da, da, da. Oh, Black Betty.
So Matt now sounds like Graham.
I don't know, Brother Nero.
Brother Nero.
Brother Nero. Da da da. Brother Nero. Da da da. Da 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 da. Da da da. Brother
Wonton's
Nero.
off a cross.
So yes.
Burning cross in the Bible Belt.
Oh God. So here we go. And this begins normally until Jeff Hardy brings out a board with vines on it.
Oof. The most safest match in the world.
A board with vine or freaking ivy. It could be poison ivy, who cares? It's gotta work. And Matt starts choking Jeff with a ladder as he brought out. Okay. And he says, "Dilate! Dilate! Dilate!" Jeff hits a Twist of Fate and Swanton Bomb, but that only gets a 2 count. And then Jeff wedges a ladder between the ropes, makes sure Jeff Hardy is firmly laying on this ladder, and Jeff goes to climb a tree.
This is going to be safe and necessary.
You know what? This whole thing is unnecessary. This is backyard wrestling. You know what happens next. Swanton off the fucking tree onto Matt, who was on a ladder. This whole thing gets a 2 count. The end. It's not the end. No. Matt goes under the ring.
Keep this going.
Matt takes care of Jeff Hardy, goes under the ring. Jeff Hardy's on the other side. Matt Hardy's got Roman candles. And he's shooting them. And the only thing
to do what he did in WWE to Jeff.
I know he's trying to shoot Jeff Hardy with Roman candles while Jeff is on the other side of the outside. And Jeff is like, "What is wrong with you?"
A number of things. Haven't you been paying attention in the last 2 months?
So Matt goes to chase his brother because he thinks he's dead or something after the Roman, and he's like, "Oh shit." Because Jeff has Roman candles now, and Jeff is chasing Matt with these Roman candles.
Dear Lord.
And Matt, he shoots at Matt Hardy, and Matt has to shield himself with a boat. Oh, he thinks Matt's up. Matt attacks him, and they go to the fighting in the water, and Matt dunks Jeff Hardy in there.
No one's getting baptized in that water.
Thinks he drowned him. But here's where it gets stupid, because there's a cut in this. There is definitely a cut in this. But of course, let's just fucking know. Willow pops up from under the water and starts attacking Matt. And of course, Lord. Senor Benjamin has a fucking taser.
Tase him, bro.
He tases Jeff. Tases Willow. Willow looks at him. And then Matt sees it. Matt hears this tasing beat down and stuff. And he gets a flashlight. And he sees Willow down. And he gets the official to count the pin for 3 count. So he unmoves the mask. And the Willow he pinned was Senor Benjamin.
What?
Yes! Jeff had apparently beaten up Senor Benjamin, sold the taser, and put his disguise on.
Beat up the gardener.
Beat up the gardener and put his disguise on him.
This sounds like a bad game of Clue.
Oh, God. And then Jeff starts fighting him, and they get to the ditch. This is Carney wrestling at his purest. And Jeff beats up Matt bad enough and sees that there is a Hardy symbol tombstone. And decides, you know what?
I'm going to jump off this now.
I'm going to jump off that fucking thing. And as he's climbing this, Matt Hardy has his life flash before his eyes. And sees that it ends with Remy giving Matt the magic candle. In his flashbacks, he still has that magic candle, which is still lit, where he had it somewhere. He lights the fucking tombstone. So there is a burning cross. burning Hardy symbol cross. Jeff falls off the damn thing and goes right towards it instead of away from it. And Matt has to pull him away from it because Jeff rolls towards it like an idiot after he fell off. And Matt pins Jeff 1, 2, 3. And Matt Hardy wins. And says, "It is over." And the show ends after that. Oh, dear God. All I have to say is I may be dumber after watching that, but I don't give a shit. And fuck it, hashtag the final deletion is trending on Twitter.
Yep.
Congratulations, boys. You might have earned this one. I give TNA so much shit, and it deserves so much shit. But you know what? You guys gave us one of the stupidest fucking things ever.
Turducken, I think we have a hands-down winner.
No, this whole Hardy feud is Turducken. This whole feud.
So bad it's good.
Oh my God. Oh man, we have the Claire Lynch moment. Although, they legit know that this is bad. They actually know this is bad. They know.
Yep.
And they're gonna ride the fuck out of it.
Yeah, this was not the final. This is not the final end of the feud.
You know what? And you know what? We're in a shitty company. We know we're not getting anywhere. But you know what? We're gonna do the fuck we want. Because what's TNA gonna do? Tell us no?
Mm-hmm.
Is TNA gonna...
Smart.
Matt Hardy's in creative. Matt Hardy's behind in TNA creative. He's on the staff.
Yeah.
And I felt I needed a cigarette after that.
This is awesome.
That was. Oh, three bottles of hard cider, man. And I did, and you know the sad thing is, during that entire ending of the match, I didn't drink once. I was so focused on
during all the Mike Bennett segments.
Yeah, I drunk it too, and actually finished the second one, completely finished half the second one with the Bram, with the whole fucking Decay bromance match.
Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Actually, apparently
well done,
Rockstar Spud apparently lost his teeth in that counter. That's why he was taken out. Got kicked so hard that he lost his teeth.
Oh,
and he has some fake teeth on right now. Yeah, he has some prosthetic teeth on right now.
Oof.
Yeah, ow.
Poor Spud.
And TNA is proud of this now.
They are.
They feel like they have completed something. You know what, TNA? The only thing you have completed was making yourself look like a joke. And that Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy, is Tommy Wiseau from The Room. Oh dear God.
And on that
ridiculously fucked up note, that really this needs, I think next week, we need to do a commentary on this whole thing.
I can get synced up to my computer, we can do that.
We need to commentate next week's Impact show. We need to commentary on the final deletion.
If you can find the video, send it to me. We can both watch it.
Yeah, because apparently it's going to be on the final deletion, and Mick Foley's even did a tweet where he says, "Not sure what I just saw, but I know it will haunt me forever."
Bang, bang!
Yeah, him and his son looking like, what the fuck? What's this?
And remember, his son saw his daddy get his head caved in by 17 chair shots.
Yes. There will not be a more memorable segment in any company this year. There will be better matches. But
yeah, there will be better matches.
There will be better matches, way better matches. But there will be no way that there will be a better bullshit moment. Fucking Jeff Hardy doing whatever the fuck they want. And just say, you know what? Fuck everyone. We're gonna do this. And we're gonna have holograms, drones. We're gonna make Matt Hardy into Skynet. We're gonna have Jeff Hardy chasing a drone with a fucking dirt bike. We're gonna have Matt Hardy orgasmically destroy Jeff's lawn. We're gonna have tiki torches in our ring. We're gonna have a Roman candle war. We're gonna have Willow pop up. We're gonna have Brother Senor Benjamin the gardener, who is really Rebby's dad. That's his job. That's really her dad. And getting the role, turning out to be getting unmasked as Willow, basically, somehow, after he tasered Willow, we have fucking Matt Hardy sees light flash before his eyes, and light a torch, light a burning cross, to finally defeat his brother and win as the show goes off the air. We have seen
exercise the demon.
We have seen perfection here, people. Perfection of stupidity here, but perfection nonetheless.
Yep.
And with that insane stupidity out of the way, Mike, do you have anything to sell?
I don't think I can top that, so no, I'm not selling nothing this week.
I have nothing to sell either. So with that out of the way,
out.
The betterment, Miley, we need to go for a walk. Oh, God. Good night, everyone.